Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Chomik.
I'm Jimmy Parks.
And producing the show this week on the ones and twos is our boy, Anthony. Welcome to the show, Ant.
What's up, guys? Good to be here.
And Josh Sobo.
He's not here.
He's away with the fam this week, dude.
It's so weird. Like, you've missed shows, I've missed shows, but Sobo's always been the glue that kept this whole thing together.
Sobo has never missed an episode of the podcast, which is absolutely insane.
It's nuts.
101 episodes in, and he's never missed. Like, I've missed my fair share being on tour.
I've missed my fair share.
I know. So this is our first time, like, you and me in the hot seat right here.
Yep.
With a new producer, first-time producer. Who knows what this show is going to look like today?
To give Anthony a little credit, he's sat in the background. He's watched me do my thing. He's been like my my intern, let's say.
Yeah, like the apprentice.
Yeah, my apprentice.
Yes.
So I expect him to do well. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be editing, so I'm expecting him to take the best notes possible. And if he takes amazing notes and he's on point, he might be in the running for your job, Jim. So I'd watch out for that.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
It is kind of scary. I was just telling Jimmy my heart was pounding coming in here because I am nervous
I don't know why.
because I've never done this without Sobo in the hot seat like this. It's so weird to me how I have to read articles. You have to read articles. I can't read.
The last time I was in the hot seat up here, you were gone, and it was one of my favorite podcasts we've ever done. So,
when I wasn't here,
yeah.
Oh, that's really nice to hear, Jim. This podcast is pretty much ran like a cruise ship. The Garden State is a cruise ship. We're just cruising up and down the Atlantic Ocean, up and down Jersey, exploring the news. Sobo is the captain of the ship. He's driving. He's leading the ship to where it needs to go.
Yeah, your first mate.
Me and you, we're on the deck, dude.
Yeah.
We're swabbing the deck, Jim. We're having fun, cleaning ice cream off the floors. I don't know, whatever they do down there. They're having a blast, listening to music, chilling. Not a worry in the world because we know our captain is driving the ship. So now...
but we're lost. We're lost at sea.
The captain jumped overboard. We don't know what happened to the captain this week.
We're lost at sea.
And he's like, hey, guys.
We have no compass.
You guys need to take over the podcast. You guys got to drive this ship in the right direction today. So, Jimmy.
We're going to do it.
Do you think we have what it takes to drive the Garden State cruise ship tonight?
Oh, I got no doubt in my mind.
No doubt, right?
No doubt. We got this.
You know, I might stutter here and there on a paragraph. There's some big names. Like Sobo. Sobo's so good at reading these articles. Like, I've never done it before. It's very hard. Yeah. So props to him. But I think tonight we're going to have to... Well, I think we'll be able to do it.
I think we can do it.
Ant, you think we got it?
You guys already sound great.
Oh, thank you, Anthony. Look, so much nicer than you already, Jim.
I don't know about that.
Never complimenting me. But anyway, welcome back to everyone listening this week. You made it through the week. It's the weekend. You did it.
And this week, the listeners had a little something extra special to listen to.
Oh, yeah. Because we posted our first ever Garden State interview this past Tuesday.
With Ben Gravy.
Local legend of the Garden State. And it was a really good first experience. Like, we've never done an interview before on the Garden State. We've always wanted to do interviews. And after 100 episodes, we're like, heck yeah, let's start doing interviews.
Yeah.
We want to get to know New Jersey legends. So we got Ben Gravy in here, and he ended up being like the nicest dude possible.
And tell listeners a little bit about Ben if they don't know who he is.
Well, I think they got to listen to the interview.
Yeah, but give them a little teaser, a little taste.
I mean, like Ben, he's a semi-pro surfer. Everyone in the surfing community knows this guy. He's traveled the whole world. He's surfed the entire world.
He surfed all 7 seas in 7 days. He holds that world record.
Yeah, and he surfed every single state in America.
All 50 states. I didn't even know that you could surf more than like 10 states.
Yeah, and on the interview, you were like, can you surf a river? I'm like, Jimmy, have you ever seen one of his videos?
No, never.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so Ben has just done so many cool things. Highly recommend you go listen to that interview if you haven't done so already. And if you have listened, we hope you enjoyed it. Yep. It was definitely a different feel and vibe for us. I was sitting to the right where I usually sit, and in the moment, I was just like, oh my gosh. This is like, it's like starting from day one. This is like a brand new podcast we're doing. And it's just like, it just blew my mind. It ended up working out so well. Ben was just absolutely incredible. Can't wait to go meet up with him this summer and surf. He's going to teach all of us.
I know. I was super stoked about that. I've always wanted to learn how to surf. I've tried like once.
He guaranteed us waves.
I know. He said, I guarantee by the end of the day, each one of you will be able to stand up.
I mean, like with a
That'd be a
crazy
dream
long,
come true.
with a crazy long surfboard, Jim, you're not going to have a problem because you're going to be able to float so easy. You just stand.
Yeah. Either way, I'll be happy if
I've
stand up.
I've seen you ride a longboard before. Like if you could do that, you could surf on a long surfboard. You're fine.
Find out.
Yeah, so definitely, if you haven't checked out the interview, you should watch it on YouTube because I put like a bunch of video clips of Ben's in there. So it's like whenever we're talking about something, you can go watch it. But definitely a fun time. We have a few more interviews in the works right now.
I'm super stoked for some of these.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to give it away.
We're not allowed to give anything away, but we're just working through some dates and scheduling right now. But look forward to more of those. If you guys did check out the interview, let us know how we did. Let us know what you thought about it, what could be done better next time. I want to hear everyone's thoughts. Go leave a comment on the YouTube video.
And maybe leave some recommendations of some New Jerseyans who you'd like to see interviewed.
That's true. Yeah. I want to know if our listeners have any recommendations or like people they think are local legends that need to be on our podcast.
Exactly, because these are like our local legends, but there's so many people in New Jersey who we might not know are from New Jersey yet.
Bro, like I said a few episodes ago, I want Queen Latifah on the pod.
Sick.
I want Joe Pesci. Like
I want Springsteen. I'm going big.
I mean, you might have a connect, right?
I don't got no Springsteen connect.
Really, dude?
Nuh-uh. Nope.
See, like that's the thing too. We want musicians. We want politicians.
We want actors, actresses.
We want athletes. We want
it all.
Exactly. We want every single legend in New Jersey on the pod. So let's make it happen. If anyone listening has a connect, let us know, and we'll bring them onto the pod. We'll bring them into the studio here at Vintage City Offices.
Yep.
But with that, we are very hyped. I bet Sobo has so much he wants to say about the interview that he'll be able to share with you guys next week.
Yep.
Because once again, he drove that podcast too. So it was Sobo's first time ever like conducting an interview on a podcast.
Yep.
And he absolutely crushed it. So we'll talk with Sobo about that next week. But in the meantime, Jimmy, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I house sat this weekend.
House sat?
I should say farm sat.
No.
Yeah, one of my friends has a farm.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, I'm going away for the weekend. Do you mind watching the chickens and the dog and the cats?
Someone put you in charge of their farm?
Yes.
Do you know how to take care of chickens?
Yes. Now I do.
What did you have to like?
I had to feed them.
Did you have to grab any of them or?
No, I didn't have to like take any eggs or anything. That's why my mom asked me. She was like, "Did you have to like take the eggs out?"
Well, your mom was probably hoping you brought some eggs home for her.
But I was like, "No, I didn't have to do any of that." I was like, I followed my instructions. All I had to do was feed them once a day.
There was no predators, nothing you had to kill.
No. I was supposed to kill some rats.
And did you?
I set the trap a few times.
And did you catch any?
I didn't catch any.
Really?
Yeah.
So my uncle in North Carolina, he's a big fan of the pod. Shout out to my uncle Rick. He actually has a chicken coop in his backyard.
Do they have snakes?
Yes, they have a lot of snakes down there. So he told me a few stories of like he had to kill snakes that were trying to enter the chicken coop. There was one time he had one of his friends come and check the eggs for him while he was away. The guy opened the tray where the eggs are, and there was a snake just curled up in there, and the guy dipped.
No,
he didn't know what to do.
No,
dude, he just
thank you.
ran. Bro, if that was me, I would run too. That just sounds terrible. He sent me a video in the past of him like cutting the head of a snake off because it was trying to like.
Jeez.
It was like a rat snake, dude. These things are big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy that you didn't have to run into any of those.
No, it was also raining all weekend, so it wasn't exactly like.
Does rain stop snakes?
No, but I didn't like look as closely as I like could have.
So there would have been a missing chicken.
Yeah, who knows?
How many chickens were there?
I mean, there's just a bunch. 10,
So
15.
Cool. What other
20?
animals did you have to babysit?
A dog and
Nice.
2 cats.
That's easy.
Yeah, so it was nice.
They liked you. They know
yeah.
who you are.
I mean, it's a huge house, like just for like one person. It was like.
Can you say what part of Jersey this was?
It was like Central Jersey.
Central Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can you give us a county?
Oh, Mercer.
Mercer. Shout out
sure
to
it's
Mercer
Mercer.
County. Like, why don't you just move down there? Why don't you get yourself a farmhouse?
I don't know. It was like super close to work.
I mean,
Maybe if I had like $2 million, I would.
one day we're going to get all our plots of land and we're going to have a giant studio there. It's just going to be crazy.
That's gonna be awesome.
One day. So that was your weekend. You just house sat.
Yeah, it was pretty low key. I mean,
Were you scared?
no. I mean,
Were you in the middle of nowhere?
So I'll tell you 2 things. So one time when I got back from dinner, he had like a digital lock,
Okay.
and I put the code in, and the lock had died.
Uh-oh.
So I had to break into the house. Like the dog's like freaking out that I'm back
Shoot.
home. And I'm like, oh no, like what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So then I got into the house, and then I was like getting ready to go to sleep, and I was like, all right, I gotta take the dog out. And he was like, yeah, the dog doesn't have a leash or anything. Just let him out. And
Nice.
so I let this dog out. And as soon as the dog went outside, it started growling and barking and then just took off. And I was like, oh, no.
And he definitely came back.
So I was like screaming the dog's name. And there's like no lights around here. And it was a dark colored dog. And it's pitch black out.
Yeah. And it's not your dog either. So
not
you're like,
my dog.
This is my responsibility.
So I was told that if the dog like wouldn't come back, just yell treat. So
Okay.
I'm like yelling, no, treat. And the dog's still not coming back.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, this goes on for like 5 minutes, and I'm like wandering through the fields, like trying to find this dog. And then all of a sudden, dog just walks up to me and I grab it by the collar and I'm like, I'm not letting go of you until we get back inside now. But I was like, oh, like, what am I going to do? I was like, I'm going to have to call.
That's probably what the dog normally does.
I was like, I'm going to have to call my friends. They're like, yeah, I lost your dog. Like,
That wouldn't be a good look, Jim.
No, I was like, I'm never going to house sit again. But yeah.
Would you do it again?
Oh, 100%. I actually have another house sitting gig ready.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
This is your thing now?
I was at work and I was telling one of my coworkers about it. And she was like, oh, me and my husband are going away to Europe for like a month.
A month?
That was like 2 weeks. I don't know. But, and I was like, oh, cool. And she was like, you want a house sit for us? I was like,
Nice,
yeah.
dude. Let me know.
So-
Let me know when the house party's happening.
I know. I'm going to have a big party.
Jimmy, you got so many connections. That's incredible.
So this is what I think I'm going to do. Instead of moving out, I'm just going to jump it from house to house that I'm house sitting.
At that point, and you're not paying rent. They're paying
exactly.
you to live in a
Exactly.
beautiful home. So, just house hop for a few years.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly.
Dang, man. Well, let me know. Let me know when the house party's happening. I'll be there. I'll come visit you. It'll be a great time.
Sounds good. What did you do this weekend, Joe?
Dude, I did two things this weekend. Two of the most important things you can do on a weekend. I golfed. Yeah, it was cold, so I was at the golf sim. We have a golf sim here, and put some work in. In the winter, you got to stay hot golfing. You got to keep practicing, putting the work in. So I golfed with my friends.
Nice.
And then Sunday, of course, we watched football, which was a heartbreaking day for me because I wanted to see the Ravens win, and I also wanted to see the Lions win. And if you watch the Lions game and you were rooting for the Lions, you know the pain that I went through because the Lions were up. And how much were they up at halftime?
It was 24-7.
At half.
Yeah.
Lions winning.
Lions were winning, and they had the momentum as well.
It was so good. Like, I want to see Dan Campbell just win a Super Bowl with the Lions. It would have been so cool. And then, of course, the 49ers came back and beat the Lions in a heartbreaking fashion. And it absolutely just ruined my night because I had to see Lamar Jackson lose and then we had to see the Lions lose. And it kind of just was a terrible way to end the weekend. But nonetheless, it was great watching football all weekend. And I watched it with Anthony, actually.
Yeah.
Fellow Giants fan, but he was rooting for the Lions as well because the Giants, the Giants are never going to make it that far. So,
Well, Dan Campbell was drafted by the Giants, so he's got some history here.
what year was he drafted by the Giants?
That's a great question. I'm going to guess 1991. But that game was painful to watch. It was just a slow burn.
Yeah, because at halftime, I was just like, Ant's like, oh, we're good, we're chilling. And I'm like, Ant, the score could change in a matter of like a minute. And that's exactly what happened. It was like, I think the 49ers scored 2 touchdowns in a matter of like 2 minutes in the second half. And then at that point, I was like, the momentum's gone. The Lions are going to lose this game, and they lost. So, yeah, now we have to deal with a 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl, and the whole entire country is against the Chiefs right now. Everyone wants the 49ers win. So, going for the 49ers, of course, but I'm not really looking forward to the Super Bowl. It could have been so much better with the Ravens-Lions Super Bowl. That's all I'm going to say. But it was a good weekend, nonetheless, because I got to watch football. Jimmy has no idea what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
You don't watch football.
I don't watch football, but I know like what you're talking about. I know the teams.
You know Lions
Yep.
and...
The Detroit Lions.
Yes, and how about Ravens?
I don't know where the Ravens are from.
Come on, you don't know where the Ravens?
No.
Okay, it starts with a B. Their city starts with a B. Big city.
Big city.
They're in Maryland.
Yeah, Anthony.
Oh, yeah, Baltimore Ravens.
That's the easiest hint you could have given him.
He didn't know. There's a lot of B cities.
What's another B city?
Boston?
Okay, another one. That's it.
Bird.
No, there's got to be more
No?
B cities.
Birmingham.
Oh,
Birmingham. They don't have a football team though.
Burlington.
Vermont. Yeah, Burlington, Vermont has a football team.
No. You're saying B cities.
Yeah, that had that hosts the Ravens.
No. You just are asking for B cities at
That
this
have
point.
yeah, because I was giving you a hint. But anyway, yeah, Jimmy, I'm happy that you know that the Lions are from Detroit. That's good.
Yeah.
How about the Jets?
They're New York. However,
New Jersey Jets.
Yeah, but
Officially called New York.
New York, yeah.
So yeah, I watched football this weekend, Jim. No, we had a good time. I got to hang out with my friends. We had good pizza.
That was good pizza.
What was the name of the pizzeria?
I think it was Vinny's, right?
Yeah, shout out to Vinny's in Millburn, New Jersey. We tried their pizza for the first time. So good. Jimmy, you have to try it. If
Okay.
anyone lives near Millburn, New Jersey, check out Vinny's Pizza. It looked amazing. It was cooked really well. And it had that crisp that I like to it. And like barely any crust. So it was a beautiful pie. Google it.
Good
if you want.
cheese?
Yes, very good cheese.
plain pepperoni?
We had a
What are
plain
talking
pie,
about?
yeah. We had
Okay.
plain pie, yeah. Just try it. But yeah, nonetheless, it was an amazing weekend with friends and family.
Nice.
And, I'm alive. I'm breathing, and I feel great. So, and I'm here
Anthony?
on the Garden State.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, I watched football on Sunday, obviously. And then Saturday, I really didn't do anything, but I went for a run. I went on an 8-mile run.
8 miles.
Exercise.
I was just going to say, Anthony, you've been doing a lot of runs lately.
Yeah, I'm training for a marathon, hopefully. I don't even want to say it.
You're doing it this year?
Cool.
Hopefully.
When is the New York City Marathon?
Not New York City.
Not that one.
No.
Just a marathon.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, what's the date? Like, what's
It's
your goal?
in May, so I'm in 18 weeks. I just started my first week last week.
Okay,
Sick.
cool. So is that a good time frame, or are you kind of behind?
No, I'm on a plan, so I got that offline.
Oh, then you're fine.
Yeah.
And dude, you're in shape. You're athletic.
No, it's been rough.
I mean, like, it could be worse.
But beautiful Jersey. Jimmy knows the park.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful park to run through around here.
So how long have you been running before this? Like, obviously you don't just wake up one day and be like, I'm running a marathon.
Well, I've been on and off for like 3 years, and I ran a half marathon. So
How long ago was that?
I ran a half marathon 2 years ago, so it's been a little bit.
What
Okay.
was your time?
It was just over 2 hours, but I didn't know anything about running at the time.
Is that really slow, or is that good?
It was like a 9:20 pace, which is not fast. A good time is under 4 hours for a marathon, so I was just over that kind of
Interesting.
pace.
Well, I believe in you, Ant. I think you got this.
Thank you.
Anything you put your mind to, you can accomplish. Got to murder your body.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats? That's what I'm talking about, Ant. I love the energy. I love the energy.
Energy is through.
Hey, it's a great day. Anyway, you guys want to hop into the mailbag and get right into this thing?
Let's do it.
If you ever wanted to call into the Garden State mailbag, give us a tip, tell us a story, comment about a story we've talked about in the past before, or just want to say what up to us, you could call the number at
908 67 99 99 3.
Hi, so my name is Janae. I'm from Jersey City. I wanted to make a comment because you guys have reached your 100th episode, which is congratulations, guys. I've been listening to you guys actually, I think, starting May 2023, I believe. I found you guys through Instagram through an ad, which was, I was like, oh, Garden State. I've listened to Garden State all my life. So, yeah, I've decided to check you guys out, and you guys are honestly the only podcast that I listen to. So,
Thank you.
kudos to you guys. I wanted to say that this is your 100th episode you guys have reached. Congratulations. I actually remember in one of your episodes, you guys said that you were going to release Jimmy Park's real name on your 100th episode.
Did we?
And as I was listening to it, I was waiting and never got to it. So I am very curious if Jimmy Park is actually his real name or not.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so I hope you guys can answer that question. And also, yes, I do agree with Josh. Dinner pancakes are so much better than bigger pancakes. I'm coming from Hamilton, New Jersey, going back to Jersey City, so that's why you guys hear my background, rating a bit. But overall, you guys are doing a great job, and keep doing what you're doing. I love the podcast, and thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you so much, Suzanne, for that call. It did sound a little crazy. I was trying to understand every single word, but it was such a sweet call. We had to throw it in there.
It sounded like she was driving over the Pulaski Skyway.
It was really, it sounded like there was a hurricane going on in the background. But that was a really, really nice call. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast.
I don't recall what episode we said that, and
It must have been like episode 20 or something early when Sobo was probably like, we're never gonna reach episode 100. And at that point, because I don't remember either, but I kind of do remember him saying.
Remember that at all.
I think Sobo said it. He was just like, I don't know, episode 100 will release Jimmy Parks' real name. So Jimmy Parks, is Jimmy Parks your real name?
I think you have to find out what episode that's from, and then once somebody calls in with that episode, I'll release it.
No, Jimmy, but look, we reached episode 100. That was the deal that Suzanne was offered by us. The deal was at episode 100 we'll release
I don't remember.
So you're not going to release it because you don't think this happened.
Correct.
You think? So are you accusing Suzanne of making up stories?
I'm not accusing anyone of anything.
Because I think I remember when it happened.
I think that if people use their context clues and look on the internet, perhaps an Instagram profile that we run called The Garden State.
Oh.
And
it's not on The Garden State, though.
Yeah, but if they do a little further digging into
like other Instagram accounts of maybe people associated with The Garden State.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
They may be able to find out.
I'm not going to say what I think you're saying, but
you gotta have
you're
the listeners do a little work here.
You're setting Suzanne on a little hunt.
Yeah, a little scavenger hunt, you might say.
You could just say it right here.
Nope, not gonna do it.
You want to make Suzanne work even harder?
Yep.
Poor Suzanne.
She's been waiting.
Okay,
She's been working so hard listening to us every single week. Thank you, Suzanne, again.
If I say it on the podcast, I've ruined my whole persona.
That's true. You don't want to do that.
Radio persona.
That's true. And also, this person you're talking about on Instagram could possibly get some more Instagram followers now that they're telling people to go to their Instagram. So I kind of like the hunt idea. It's a fun little scavenger hunt, and it's not even that hard. No. It's like in a few clicks, you can figure out Jimmy Parks' real name. I kind of wish your real name was Jimmy Parks because it is a cooler name than your real name.
Thanks, Cho. That means a lot.
Hey, Jimmy Parks is something special. I've had people ask me that though before. They're like, "Is that his real name, Jimmy Parks?" I'm like, "No."
A lot of people ask me that when they run into me in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone's asked you that?
Yep.
I think it's a cool name. Did Sobo give you that name?
No, Lorenzo did.
Lorenzo did. You're right.
Yeah. But it's even more confusing for people who I do know in real life, and they're like, "Wait, what?"
That's true. If they're not used to the podcast, though. Yeah, because after doing 100 episodes with you, I'm just so used to Jimmy Parks. But I've never called you that.
No, you have on the pod.
On the pod, but not in real life.
Oh, yeah.
In real life, I just call you Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even by your last name.
Yeah.
I don't think no one calls you by your last name.
No.
In real life, everyone calls me by my last name.
Because you have Sobo, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys are always together.
That's true. Yeah, so everyone's like Chomek.
Yeah.
So Suzanne, thank you so much for the call. That was really sweet, and I'm happy that you're about the thinner pancake life. Unlike Sobo and Jimmy here.
It's the wrong way to live your life.
Ant, you like thin pancakes or thick pancakes?
Wait, that's an argument?
Yes. What's your opinion?
Thin pancakes.
What? Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It's not a pancake once it gets too thick.
What is it then?
It's just bread at that point.
It becomes an actual cake.
It loses its integrity.
Thank you, Anthony.
I don't know.
Finally, someone with some common sense on the pod. When it becomes too thick, Jim, it just becomes like an actual cake you're eating.
No, it's not.
It's too thick.
The consistency is completely different.
And excuse me, Jimmy Parks, you don't even put syrup on your pancakes. So how do you eat
butter?
How do you eat a thick pancake?
Butter
with no syrup.
That's dry.
Dry as anything, dude.
You guys don't know how to live your life. You're ruining the actual taste of the pancake when you put syrup on it.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm complimenting the pancake by adding more flavor.
Okay, whatever.
And also some texture to bring it down, dude. When a pancake's dry, dude, it's just not enjoyable. It just becomes stuck in your throat glands and
especially when they're
throat
thick.
Glands.
Yeah, your throat glands.
I don't think that's a thing. Okay.
Whatever, it goes down the pipe, whatever that's called.
Your esophagus?
Is that my esophagus?
I think so.
Is it Anthony?
I'm gonna go with esophagus.
So now that we all know what an esophagus is, I think we can get right into the podcast.
All right, let's jump right into the news.
We have a fire lineup today, I'd have to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for this first story.
I'm very, very excited for the news this week. Let's get right into it.
On February 24th, we are doing the Polar Plunge in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. We are looking for people to come out, get in the water, freezing cold with us.
Take a plunge.
Take a plunge.
It's going to be a great time.
All the information is in the description.
Is that all you got to say, Jim?
That's it.
Back to the pod, baby.
New Jersey is considering changing to digital driver's licenses. I don't know about you. I'm pretty stoked for this.
Are we actually going to go digital though? Or is it going to take, are they like trying to propose this and it's going to take 10 years? Or is this going to actually happen soon?
Well, I've been putting off my real ID, so I'm wondering if
that's my argument, and I've seen so many people like saying it on the internet. Like real ID, how many years have they been trying to make that happen?
It hasn't happened yet for everyone.
Been like
they
6
keep pushing
years.
it back. They're like, oh yeah, next year you'll need to get your real ID, and they're like, no.
It's going to be 2034, and we're finally going to get digital driver's licenses.
Hey, all I'm saying is there has been many times in my life where I've left home without my wallet.
Yes.
And now that we have Apple Pay, like it just makes sense to have everything right on your phone.
I was about to say it does make sense because everything is ready on the phones. Why not add the license to it?
Do you think that in our lifetimes the wallet will be a thing of the past?
The physical wallet.
Yeah.
No. No. There will always be people carrying around physical wallets. Even though I definitely see your argument there because it's like
Like, what's the point? What are you going to have to carry anymore?
exactly. But
Wallets have become smaller and smaller over the years. You don't need your change pocket in your wallet anymore.
can I make a confession?
Yeah.
I don't actually use my Apple wallet for credit cards.
I have my credit card in it, but I only use it like once. For
I-
some reason, tapping the pay, it scares me. I don't do it
Well, Jimmy, you already have your credit card in the phone. Why not tap at that point?
because I'm afraid that. Well, I had an
It's
incident.
already in your phone.
I had an incident once where I tried to tap to pay somewhere that didn't have tap to pay, and it was very embarrassing.
Oh, so you're
And
just embarrassed
yeah.
with your actions.
But anyway,
I have to try it one day. I just haven't done it because I'm lazy and I'm just so used to physical.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, why am I going to put it on my phone? But I have to do it, bro. I'm really behind.
New Jersey is closer to ditching plastic driver's licenses to digital versions. The Senate Transportation Committee voted to push forward a bill that requires the Motor Vehicle Commission to create mobile driver's licenses and identification cards. The digital cards would be accessible on an app. Nearly a dozen other states have already made the switch to digital, although the American Civil Liberties Union warned about privacy, data collection, and increased ID checks.
I saw a lot of people on the internet concerned about this because they're like, why am I going to give the government my ID to be on my phone? And I was just like, you already gave them all your information when you got your physical driver's license. What's the difference?
And you don't think they can already track you on your phone? It's
Exactly.
like-
Exactly. So there's like nothing really to hide anymore.
Yeah. 8 states, including Arizona and Colorado, currently offer mobile licenses for their residents, and 11 other states are in various stages of development.
Okay.
While most states with programs recommended users still carry their physical driver's licenses as a backup, some industry experts estimate that the COVID-19 pandemic has sped up the widespread adoption of contactless identification methods by at least a decade.
Wow. That's pretty quick.
Whole 10 years. But the thing is, right? Like anything, they're saying still carry the old license with you.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, like once we do get these digital driver's licenses,
Yeah.
it'll still be like years until like we actually have to probably abandon our physical ones,
Yeah.
just because you never know what's going to happen. And also, like if you have a wallet, why are you not going to carry your license on you anyway?
And I just can't help but think that it's going to be so easy for kids to just like Photoshop like fake ones.
Well,
I'm assuming you're going to have to scan it. Like if you're going to like a liquor store or something, they're not just going to be, let me see your license.
or
Like
at
they're
a
going
bar, you're going to have to scan or do something
yeah.
because it's going to be, you're right. It's going to be so easy to make fakes of
Yeah.
these driver's licenses once you go digital.
Yeah.
How long do you actually think it takes for this to happen in Jersey?
Oh, if I know the way that Jersey takes to do things, I'm
Look,
going to say
good
5 years.
Yeah. I was going to say 5 years as well.
But it's exciting that they're making this step forward.
I think it's really cool. I mean, like, how much work does it actually take to make this happen? Or is it just it has to pass all these different...
I think it has to go through and get passed and signed off by the governor, and then you have to get a vendor who's going to do this for the state, and then it's going to be a whole information.
A vendor as in the person who's making these?
Yeah, it's not going to be like the state is going to be coding this themselves. They're going to contract this out to a company that's done this before for other states.
And it's going to
And
be...
it's going to cost a lot of money for the state to do.
Do you think it would just be in your Apple like wallet, or is it going to be a separate app?
I think it's going to be a separate app.
That's kind of dumb though, because it's like Apple should step forward and be like, this could be in your Apple wallet, so it's easier that way.
So this is what I'm going to say. You probably will be able to add it to your Apple wallet. Like you can add like a normal...
like from the United app, how I had my boarding pass.
Exactly. But you're going to need an app that initially gets it.
Okay,
on
that
your
makes
phone.
sense. But like that's easy then.
Yeah. But I think this makes a lot more sense than the digital license plates that we were talking about a few months ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. Because
Like,
with this, like you're using it more than just driving.
yeah, but the digital license plates, like the last place you need a screen is something that always stays the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, when you're driving, you don't want to be distracted by a bunch of different like moving digital
no.
license plates.
I don't know. That seems like the dumbest thing.
I think like everyone listening to the podcast, they know that we stand firmly on bring back the blue license plates, please.
I don't like the blue license.
Well, I do. Me and so want the blue.
I know you guys
Jimmy doesn't
love them.
want it.
I don't like them either.
Thank you,
Okay,
Anthony.
you guys are the younger generation. You guys are the young. You two are younger than me and Sobo, so it
I
makes
think
sense.
the last year that they had the blue
Children.
license plate was 94. They brought it back for 1 year in 1994.
Yeah, you weren't even born yet, bro.
I wasn't even born yet. But whenever I was growing up and I would see a car with the blue plate, I'd be like, oh, that's an old car.
Same
Yeah,
here.
it just
I would know.
looks
old.
Yeah, because my grandparents always had the blue ones.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's just an old people's plate. But as you grow older and you mature in your life, you realize that things like that are very precious.
But like in my lifetime, New York State has changed their license plate at least 4 times.
100%. You're right. You're
Remember,
right.
they had the classic white one with
Yep.
just like a little bit of blue. Then they went to the orange and blue.
Yes.
I
Then-
had that one.
Then,
Yeah.
then wasn't like
Yeah.
the solid blue?
Then I forget what the next one was, but then the one they have now is really cool.
It's a yellow.
Oh no, it's white.
Let me check that. Which one is it currently, Jim? Isn't it this yellow one? Really?
Yeah.
But there's still so many of these. I see the yellow ones.
Yeah, that was the older one.
So this is this is
That's-
the 2020 version.
That's the new one.
So
Yeah.
why is New York constantly changing their plates?
I don't know. They're
They can't make up their minds.
Innovation.
Different people just jumping in.
I guess maybe they have someone in like the graphics department in New York who's like, I really
Because it's kind of beautiful now. You see all 4 plates at different times
Yeah.
on different cars. It changes it up.
Yeah.
Like Jersey, come on. Imagine we had 4 different color license plates just like floating around.
Yeah, we got the same too.
Yeah, bro. I think bring the blue license plates. It's totally separate from this story, but we can get off this. But yeah, digital driver's licenses are coming to New Jersey. When is it going to happen? We have no idea. Don't question us.
But it's
just,
gonna happen one day.
But the fact that they're even proposing this right now, like it was a proposed bill, correct, Jim?
Yep.
Sweet. So we'll see what happens with that and keep you guys updated on it. But super interesting stuff.
Next story.
The New Jersey Turnpike Authority has voted to increase toll prices, and Governor Murphy said he will not block it. So we're getting increased tolls on the Parkway and Turnpike, Jimmy.
Didn't they just do this last year?
I thought so too.
I don't know. I feel like there's multiple stories that we read each year that's like, oh, the Turnpike Authority's doing another 3% toll increase.
Well, the last story we did about it, Murphy actually blocked it from happening. But
Did
now
he?
this
Okay.
this one is actually happening, and Murphy said he's not blocking it.
I guess they need.
Because we need more money to repair the Turnpike and all these other highways in Jersey. Because right now, apparently, it's not enough. So the article, it's so insane, man. I can't believe this is actually happening. It is about to once again get more expensive to drive in New Jersey. Shocker. A 3% toll hike has been approved for both the New Jersey Turnpike and Garden State Parkway. Let's go. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority
Sounds
voted.
like you're excited
Let's
for
go!
this.
It's called sarcasm, Jimmy. I'm so upset, dude, because I drive the Parkway so much. So I know I do not want this to happen, obviously. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority voted on the increase as part of its budget. Governor Murphy has said he will not stand in the way of the higher price. The breakdown is as follows for drivers. Expect an extra 15 cents per toll along the Turnpike, which the Turnpike Authority estimates will mean an extra $78 per year for the average commuter. The tolls will increase by 5 cents on the Parkway, bringing the yearly increase to $26. Some big increases right there, bro. The money will go to road improvements and major projects, including a $10 billion plan to improve part of Interstate 78. Is 78 bad?
I think that's the part of 78 that goes through Jersey City.
Copy.
Remember? They were talking about adding
Oh,
more
how
lanes.
they wanted to expand
Yeah.
that. Oh my gosh. I wonder if they're actually going to do something wild there with that $10 billion. Obviously, people are upset about this. It says drivers are not interested in another rising cost to get to and from work or school. It's true. Like, look how many people are driving every single day. Like, I totally agree. I'm not happy with this. So the article says Ania is a full-time student who commutes to Hackensack for classes from Newark. Now it costs her about $8 to get to and from school. When told the money was going to improve the road, she wasn't impressed. She was quoted, "I feel like the potholes on the Garden State Parkway have been there for a couple of years, so I don't need to see any changes, especially at exit 145. I spend around $150 a month on Easy Pass. There are no results. It's all money being spent, no results." Jimmy, would you agree with this girl? How like the toll prices are going up, but you're not seeing any results?
I don't agree with that one bit.
Are you seeing the Parkway get fixed?
Yeah, the Parkway gets paved like every 3 years by us.
You're right.
It's always constantly getting repaved. I mean, I think the biggest.
We live right next to 145, so like we totally like understand what this girl is saying. But like, yeah, you're right.
We've talked about this before, but just the way that New Jersey's weather is, the amount of salt that we use on our roads, the hot and cold, it's bound to, and the just use that our roads get.
Yeah.
This is not some road in Montana that sees 100 cars a day. There are thousands of people per hour driving all over the Garden State Parkway and all of our major roads. So they're going to see signs of use, and there's no way that you're going to be able to have a perfect road system at all times.
It's true. But I do think there are some like roadways and highways that are bad. The Parkway, though, the Parkway is pretty good.
Parkway's
like you
good.
said, they pave it like every 2 years.
Turnpike's always getting work done on it.
Yeah.
All these toll roads really are not that bad.
Yeah. But the money also goes toward like smaller roadways, correct? It's not, this money is not just for 78 or the Turnpike or the Parkway, correct?
I do not know.
Because it says like the tolls are only increasing on the Turnpike and on Parkway, but like money, part of it's going toward a $10 billion plan to improve 78.
Yeah. So I don't know the way
I wonder
it
if
all
that's
works.
like a shared like
But that part of 78, I think, is technically part of the
Turnpike.
The Turnpike.
Interesting.
What's it called? The Turnpike extension or something, maybe.
Okay.
So, yeah, because the toll doesn't end until you get right by the curve.
So, Jimmy, this is what we were talking about earlier. Murphy actually vetoed the very same budget proposal put forth by the Turnpike Authority this past October.
Okay.
So that's the story we did. Murphy vetoed it. Everyone's like, let's go, Murphy. We're not going to get toll increases. But now he says he will not block the toll hike. So I don't know what happened in the matter of 4 or 5 months there, but Murphy is not blocking it anymore. Toll prices are officially going up.
I think back in that October story, Murphy said that he was blocking it because he wanted like a better justification from the Turnpike Authority as to why.
So it says Governor Murphy will approve the New Jersey Turnpike Authority's 2024 annual budget by responsibly investing in the maintenance of our state's highways and mass transit. We are continuing to prioritize the safety and mobility of all New Jersey residents and commuters, wrote Murphy's spokesman Bailey Lawrence in a statement. The increase will begin later this year. This bump in toll costs comes 1 week after New Jersey Transit said it plans to increase fares by 15% in July, which we covered on last week's episode. The tolls at bridges and tunnels into New York also went up to $17 this month. So increases everywhere, Jim.
I know.
Welcome to 2024.
I feel like when I first started driving, which really was not that long ago, the toll to go into Manhattan was like $12.
I remember when I turned 17, the Holland Tunnel was like $11.
Yeah.
And what is it now?
17.
Oh my gosh. So quick.
So-
What's another 10 years looks like?
I know.
It can't possibly go up another $10.
No, I think it definitely will. And then you got congestion pricing coming into effect starting in like April or something.
Don't you sometimes just want to cry here?
I do.
So there's some days where I'm just like, I wish I just didn't hear the news. Just like, I'd rather the money just come out of my account and not even know, because it's so, well, that's the thing. So that's why so many people are stressed, and it's actually getting crazy.
It's a lot of money just to get to work.
Some people can't even afford it, bro. And it's very stressful to live here in the state. That's why people are leaving.
Or just to like go into the city for a night out with your friends. You're spending $50 between like just driving in and tolls and gas and parking.
Like Jimmy and I, we're going into the city tomorrow night for a friend's show.
Yep.
And I'm already thinking, I'm like, all right, we go out to eat. How much am I spending there alone just on a plate?
I know.
Or like one drink. It's crazy how much you spend. And in the tunnels, I drove in a few weeks ago. I drove Jimmy. And so this time I was like, Jimmy, can you drive in? I don't want to drive. And he's like, yes. And so me and Jimmy are going to be even after this weekend. So that's a good thing. But yeah, tolls are increasing on the Parkway and the Turnpike. It is what it is. There's no going back now. You can't change it. So let's move on to our next story. The boys just stopped me and they're like, Chomick, you are so hyper now.
I've never experienced you like this before.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, am I off the walls?
Yeah, you're crazy.
Okay, honestly, you know why? Number one, because Soba's not here, so I'm not in my element. And number two, it is so hot in here tonight.
It is really hot in here.
For
Our studio is like 200 degrees.
We film at 6 a.m. usually, and it's nice and chill in here. But like for some, we walked in the studio tonight, and it's
like a blast
bro,
furnace.
It's like a sauna in here. And that's on us. Like, we got to talk to the guys here because we're not usually in at this time of the night.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I think it's like the heat wave. Like, I'm on my second bottle of water right now. I'm like chugging water. It's like I'm in a desert just dying right here. So I apologize to everyone if I'm talking too fast or I'm reading these articles too fast. I'm learning. This is it's a very different podcast today, but we're having fun. We're getting through it. After a New Jersey teen's online bullying suicide, the family is now seeking punishment for school officials. So we actually reported on this story when it happened last February.
Yeah, about a year ago.
And now
Awful
the family is coming for the school officials, saying it was their fault that their daughter committed suicide after all this bullying. So it's a very, very heartbreaking story. You remember when we did this one, Jim?
Yeah. I mean, it's awful. And now the family's coming after the school officials who I guess they think should have stepped in.
Well, yeah, I'll get into the details right now, but they were basically saying how like the school officials knew there was a bullying problem in the school, but they didn't do anything to address it. This is out of Berkeley, New Jersey. A year after the suicide of a 14-year-old who was assaulted and tormented on social media, her family has filed a lawsuit against the school district accusing administrators of negligence. The suit was filed in Ocean County Superior Court against the Central Regional High School Board of Education and then Superintendent of Schools. Attorney William Crace said the family is seeking justice for Adriana Kutch by punishing the conduct of school officials, who he said knew they had a bullying problem, which is, that's the big thing here. They said the officials knew that there was a problem in the schools. Also named as defendants are the principal, 2 assistant principals, and anti-bullying specialists, as well as the anti-bullying coordinator and other staff and administrators. In addition to negligence and punitive damages, the following charges are leveled against the superintendent and the Board of Education: invasion of privacy, defamation, negligent infliction of emotional distress, intentional infliction of emotional distress. The lawsuit says Kutch's surviving family suffered severe emotional distress as a result of the district's negligence. In response to a request for comments on Monday, officials for the Central Regional School District said they have not yet been served with a copy of the complaint and as such had not yet an opportunity to review it. Further, since this will be a matter involving litigation, the board will be limited in what it can comment on publicly, a spokesman for the district added. The lawsuit details that in-school incident on February 1st, 2023, when Kutch was physically assaulted by several students in the hallway. The incident was recorded by several students' cell phones and then shared online. A quote here, it says, as a direct and proximate result of the inadequate, untimely, cursory, and inappropriate investigation of this attack by the Central Regional School District administrators, including all defendants herein, the attackers were permitted to post video of the attack, accompanied by devastating commentary to social media sites for all to see, including Adriana, the complaint says, which is absolutely crazy because this girl was just bullied and she was beaten up, and tons of kids were filming it, didn't even step in, no one tried to help, and it was posted online.
Yeah.
To continue to just bully this girl. Like, they were just making fun of her attack, which is so heartbreaking, and you get so mad reading these articles because you're like, duh, I wish I could have prevented it somehow. But now, obviously, it's too late because this girl, she committed suicide, and so now, obviously, the family's in so much pain from this, so they're going after the school.
And I would say not even just the families are in a lot of pain for this, probably her friends as well, and just other people who were in the school. Might not even been friends with her, but just like knowing that you went to school where this happened. Yeah. It must be horrible.
It's very, you can get very angry very quickly at a story like this because you read about the complaint and how they were saying, like, the principals, the teachers, they knew there was a bullying problem. They knew there was an issue with kids in the school like this. But, like, how much did they actually try to fix this?
I don't know.
Compared to just, like, sitting back being like, oh, yeah, we have a bullying problem. Like, the kids, they'll figure it out.
I know. Kids will be kids, right?
Kids will be kids, But this girl, she was, like, legit beaten. And nowadays, every kid has a cell phone. Yeah. So if there's a fight at school, if someone's getting beat up, there's always going to be someone filming and recording it.
Yeah, and the way that social media works now, I mean, it spreads so quick.
You put something on social media, good luck taking it down, especially if it goes viral. Bro, that video is getting downloaded and like reposted all over the place. So
yeah,
I think, poor girl, that video is probably going around everywhere.
I think bullying has changed so much even from when we were just in school.
100%. Yeah, because we were warned about cyberbullying, but back then that was just like on MySpace and stuff, and kids just like calling you like just mean words. But like nowadays, bro, with social media and AI, you could really do so much damage. Oh my God,
I didn't even think about AI. I mean, that's even.
Well, think about the Westfield, like the pornography thing in Westfield, how kids were just taking girls' faces and putting on new bodies, like absolutely disgusting things that are happening nowadays, and these kids are just absolutely wild. So do you think the school officials, they're going to actually get charged with any of these?
I don't know, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
Or are they protected somehow?
I think you can sue the district, and even if you mention like specific names, I don't think you can be held personally liable if you're working.
Because the district kind of protects you.
Yeah.
So if anything, the family walks away with some money. At the
It
worst?
depends. It depends. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think this should be about the money. It should be about making sure that this doesn't happen again.
100%. And that's the trickiest part, because it's like, at what point, like, you got to figure out, like, obviously the school might try to fix like their bullying problem by like adding more programs or more anti-bullying specialists. But at the end of the day, how much does it actually help kids to stop bullying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it's so, like, you could be like, yeah, you could do programs, as many programs as you want about anti-bullying and how bullying is bad, but kids are smarter than that, man. And kids nowadays are so disrespectful, and they think they're above the law. Do you think an anti-bullying course is going to stop a kid from bullying another kid? I don't think so. I think kids are just savages and ruthless.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially in the age of social media.
I think there are ways to stop it. I think there are ways to lessen the impact. But once something as bad as this has happened, unfortunately, you can't go back.
Are schools responsible for things that happen outside of the school day?
If it is a school activity, possibly, like if it a school sponsored event, sports, something like that.
Because if it happens outside, right? Because this was social media, would this be something that parents need to be more educated on?
The fight was in school, though.
Oh, even the social media stuff?
Well, you got to think the fight was in school, filmed in school. So, these kids, teachers are in charge of these kids when they're inside the school.
So if it happens on school grounds, then they're responsible for everything that would go on involving that.
Yeah, because it happened on their grounds. Yeah, those teachers are responsible for taking care of these kids and making sure these kids are in line. But that's what I was saying. Like, these kids don't want to listen to teachers nowadays. If a teacher tells you not to bully someone, that's not going to stop someone from bullying somebody. And it always comes back to, like, what's this kid's home life look like? What's his relationship with their parents look like? It really all comes from, what's their life outside of school like that they're bringing into school, which is, I think, the biggest problem here. So it's a very interesting story, and we're going to keep following this one. I'm very curious to see what happens to these school officials. It's a very, very sad story. Can't believe it was a year ago. I feel like we just did this article. So this poor family, prayers to them. They're going through it. How old was she? She was
14.
14 years old, man.
14.
To
You got
kill
so
yourself, bro.
so much more life to live.
Absolutely heartbreaking. So we'll keep following this story and keeping you guys updated on it. Just tragic, heartbreaking. I don't even know how we transition from this story into the next story, Jim. I don't know if we have to do another story first, because these New Jersey stories are all over the place this week. Do you want to do
I don't
this
know.
next
I
story?
feel like after that story, we might need something a little more lighthearted.
Yep.
So
I got you.
Pepperoni has been tossed at a New Jersey woman's home and car in a bizarre vandalism case.
Yo, pepperoni's flying around the state, bro.
This reminds me of Breaking Bad when Walter White throws the pizza on the roof.
Yes. Someone might have watched the episode and got an idea and be like, oh, I'm going to be the pepperoni guy. I'm going to throw pepperoni everywhere.
Yeah,
this is a weird story.
The article says, a New Jersey woman woke up Wednesday morning to find her home had been vandalized with pepperoni. What is this? Heather Dougherty asked herself in the morning. She told Pix 11, I'm on camera, so I cannot say the words I actually use, but what's this? From the door to the edge of the porch and then strategically placed down the stairs to the driveway, 4 slices on the hood and 4 slices on the trunk of the car. Dougherty, who has lived at her Manville home for 16 years, said her house had never been targeted by vandals before this week.
Especially with pepperoni.
I know, so random.
Also, what a detailed quote, just giving us like all the places this pepperoni was. Like, could there actually have been an accident to have occurred?
No,
where
absolutely
someone
not.
drops their pepperoni
From like an airplane or something?
I guess, right?
But you know what her biggest concern was?
What was her biggest concern, Jim?
She said that her biggest concern is the greasy cured meat could have ruined the paint on her car.
That's huge. That's huge.
And you know what? A local auto shop worker confirmed her worries.
Oh, so her car might be, greased up now.
Yes, it could have a problem with some paint peeling.
You just imagine like the circles around the car from the pepperoni.
No. And then my favorite part about this whole article. Anthony Dianello, who's the owner of Manville Pizza, said that the pepperoni looks much larger than the kind that the pizza shop uses as toppings. And he said, as an Italian, it hurts the heart.
Anthony. I mean, yeah, dude. I feel that. I feel that pain.
I don't know. I think we got to do some investigative work on this one. Where are they getting this pepperoni that is this large, bigger than a pizza shop would be getting?
I mean, how much? Well, it's not that much bigger. Like we're talking like an inch or two in diameter.
Do you see the pictures?
I saw the pictures.
It looked pretty big.
I mean, you buy that at the supermarket whenever you want. It's a teenager who went to ShopRite, picked up some pepperoni because they thought it would be a really funny prank to throw this on someone's car. So they wake up really confused. That's probably what happened, right?
I don't know.
Why else unless she has some enemies and they were like, we're gonna
pepperoni
you and ruin the paint on your car today, lady.
I don't know.
You're gonna love when you wake up tomorrow when you see this pepperoni all over your car. It's just so wild, dude.
Anthony, as a resident Italian on the show tonight, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm just wondering, was this an act of vandalism or was it just a bad act of love, maybe, or a gift?
I mean, Anthony, have you seen the photo? These are some thick pieces of pepperoni, dude.
No, I'll have to see the photos.
It wasn't even sliced thin.
You're right. It looks like
it's
the
like
person
2 inches thick.
Yeah, honestly, if you buy it from the store already sliced, they're not going to come uneven like this.
No.
So the person definitely, sliced it themselves. So like that's the weirdest part.
Look at that one that's on the roof of the car.
Really,
it's
those
so
are
thick.
that's a thick piece of pepperoni, brother. Poor Heather.
Yeah.
Like why Heather, man?
Think that she's in the pepperoni business?
I don't know, man.
I think it was an act of love.
No.
Gone
What?
wrong.
Love gone wrong.
So,
it was a love story.
Wait a second. Maybe she's really into like pepperoni pizza and her boyfriend, instead of like leaving rose petals leading up to the house, he left pepperoni and then
Pepperoni petals.
A secret admirer.
Ooh.
It's close to Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
You're right,
Maybe
it is
they went
close
on,
to
maybe they went on a
Valentine's Day.
first date and they were talking about how into pepperoni they were or something. I don't know. And he'd be like, wait, this is genius. I know how I'm going to get her. I know how I'm going to seal the deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to have her wake up to pepperoni snowing all over the front yard.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just miscalculate. Like they might have thought this was a great idea.
Yeah, by ruining her car. Man.
I don't know.
Yeah, but when you're in love, you're not thinking about getting oil
You're not
from the
thinking
pepperoni
straight,
on the car.
right? Anthony, as an Italian, have you ever done this to a lady in your past or anything like that, or no? Or considered?
I've never considered giving, but I would definitely receive any type of
Pepperoni love?
any type of pepperoni love.
Are you serious? If you woke up with pepperoni all over your driveway, like all over your car, you wouldn't be a tiny bit upset.
It depends. Again, I would have to know the context because it could have been out of love.
Absolutely bizarre. And I really hope that Heather finds the answer here. And maybe it was all coincidence. I don't know. But I want to know answers, and I really need answers. So if anyone watching or listening knows anything about this or is from Manville and you've been on the local town Facebook page and people are talking about it, let us know if you hear anything. Call into the mailbag. I'm so curious as to, Heather, why is there pepperoni on the front of your home and all over your car? Please let us know.
Let us know.
Heather, if Heather
Call
wants
in.
to call. Yeah, Heather, please call in. That'd be awesome.
Call into the mailbag.
Let's do it.
908-67-99-99-3.
Good job, Jim.
Thanks.
Can you sing it?
No, I don't sing.
Come on.
I don't sing.
I'll do it with you. 908 67 99.
908 67 99 99 3.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Your ding was a little off.
Yeah, I'm working on it. All right, let's go on to the next story. Let's keep this cruise ship sailing right along, shall we?
You know what I'm going to do when I get on the cruise ship?
What?
I'm going to go down to the buffet and get some pepperoni.
Oh, me and Jimmy actually went on a cruise together. Shout out to Royal Caribbean.
We did. Our friend Steven was there.
Oh, dude, it was the
Breezy
dream.
was there.
Breezy was there, dude.
That was a great cruise.
Dude,
that was a long time ago. Now it's had to be 10 years ago.
Ice cream on the deck every day.
Ice cream on the
Walks
deck.
through Central Park every day.
Paninis.
With some nice espresso.
I don't drink coffee.
Jimmy doesn't drink coffee, but we got our espressos every day in Central Park. Oh, dude, I was talking to someone the other day. They were like, "I've never been on a cruise. Is it fun?" I was like, I had so much to say. So I just miss going on cruises. That's all I want to say. That must have been like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think that was. I think I was just. I wasn't even 21 yet.
No, you weren't.
I think I was 20.
Yeah, dude.
19 or 20. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, we got to go on the cruise again. All right, this next story is kind of crazy. We threw the pepperoni story in between kind of like some tense stories.
Yep.
I don't know why. Jimmy wanted to put the pepperoni story there because he's like, we have to break up the pod somehow. So blame Jimmy for that crazy turn we just took. He was very excited for the pepperoni story. All right, next story. A Pennsylvania mom has been arrested in New Jersey after leaving her child alone without heat, water, and gas.
Who would do this? Like, I don't
This is
understand.
sickening, dude. As a mother, bro, you just abandoning your kid to live on their own without water, heat, and gas just to go chase a guy. That's low.
Wait,
bro.
that's what she was doing?
Dude, she moved in with her boyfriend in New Jersey
Oh, that's
and
even
left her
more
kid in
messed
Pennsylvania.
up.
Bro, this story, you just listen to this story, bro. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how to say her last name properly. All right, so this is what happened. A Pennsylvania mom who secretly moved to New Jersey and left her child behind has been arrested. Police told Daily Voice on Monday, January 29th. So she's been arrested. It's good. Tiffany Chanel Bogroff, 45, who was last known to live at the 900 block of North President Avenue in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, reportedly moved to New Jersey over a month ago and left her child in the home alone in poor condition. She was taken into police custody in New Jersey over the weekend, Sergeant Barry Waltz with the MTPD told us. Record shows Bogroff is being held at the Salem County Jail. Officers with the department were first called to the home for a welfare check on January 12th. The child told the officers that their mom returns on occasion, but they never know when. Bogroff supposedly is only contacting her child through Facebook Messenger and sometimes by sending money through Cash App. That's low, man.
I can't
That's
even
so low.
begin to.
What's wrong with people, dude? The child told the police that he has access to food and they have a space heater in their bedroom, but the officers observed that they are caring for 2 dogs and a cat. The house has no heat. And the house also has no running water, and the gas has been shut off. The house is cluttered, containing trash and spoiled rotten food, as stated in the release. The child is only sometimes attending school because they find it difficult to wake up in the morning since they are alone. On a positive note, which I don't think this is a positive note, so take it lightly, a relative reported that they periodically took the victim to the grocery store and brought them to the relative's home to shower and wash clothes.
So this relative is like almost as bad as the parent.
How is this a positive note? If the relative was aware that this was happening and you don't take the kid in and help the
you're
kid,
just
or
like-
maybe report the mother, what kind of relative are you? What
like-
kind of loving relative are you?
You think your aunt's like coming here to save the day. They're like, oh, come on, let's go grocery shopping for you. And they're like, okay, just go
now
back.
get back home. Yeah, you're going to be fine.
Get back home. You got no running water.
Unbelievable. And I don't think we mentioned it, but the child is 15 years old.
Yeah.
So
Still pretty young, really,
I mean,
in the grand scheme of things.
if you're
like,
under
you might be
18
able to take care of yourself for a decent bit when you're 15.
When you're 15, yeah, you're going to be able to survive. Like
Yeah.
you could fight to survive.
You know how to cook some basic stuff.
But you're 15 years old.
Yeah.
And also you're left into a house with no water, no heat.
No, yeah.
Bro, this is miserable living
It's
conditions.
just,
The mother
it's
basically
abandonment.
left this
That's what
child
it
to
is.
die.
It's abandonment.
Just, reaching out to your child from time to time via Cash App or giving your kid some cash to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And buying junk food. The kid is not even going to school.
Yeah, I'm sure the kid thought it was cool for like a day or two. It was like, sick, I got this place to
Yeah, it's
myself.
like Home Alone, but then realizing, wow,
Yeah.
no one loves or cares for me. Like that's just, it's not a good
rough.
road that kid's going to go down. And that poor child now, like I don't know how he's, I don't know how long this has gone on for, but it's really heartbreaking for this kid.
Definitely.
I feel bad because now this kid is going to grow up feeling abandoned, and there's consequences to that. And
And even your aunt or uncle or whoever this relative is wasn't there for you.
that's just that whole part. I hate how the article said on a positive note. What kind of positive note is that?
There's no
If the
positive
relative,
in that.
if like I knew a family member or like a younger cousin that was abandoned like that, bro, of course I'm gonna bring the kid in.
Yeah.
I might not be able to afford like buying them groceries every single day or whatnot, but like I'm gonna bring them under my roof and I'm gonna figure it out somehow. But yeah, there's always a way to fix it, and that relative did not do a good job. So shame on them.
You know what? I think the relative and the mother are going to jail.
Oh, nice, Jim. You think so?
Yeah.
You think the relative too, or just the mom?
Probably just the mom, but I mean,
Because the relative, I don't think has done anything wrong technically, because they don't, the child is not their responsibility.
but maybe the relative should have reported it because they knew it was
But can
going
they
on.
be charged for not doing it?
I don't know.
It's very interesting. I don't know.
Negligence you can be charged with.
Yeah.
So
And Jim, that was our last story of the evening.
I think we did pretty good without Sobo.
Dude, that was a hard ship to drive. Guys, I just want to apologize to everyone for all my stutters. I'm going to, because I edit the pod, I'm going to clean up
And
so
nobody will
much.
ever know what we just went
No,
through.
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be rough. But even like you guys said, Chobik, slow down. You're getting really hyped at one point. Like, it's very tough. Like, so many props to Josh Sobo right now because I had so many mess ups. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
hard.
hard.
It's
It's
very
hard
hard to
reading.
read, especially when you're reading like words you're not used to reading all the time, and also you're trying to read names that you've never pronounced in your whole life. It's very challenging to read the news, and it's definitely something I want to get better at. Like, Sobo does it every week, but I definitely should be taking a story here and there because that was tough.
Yeah, you know what? This was kind of like the Titanic today. However, we didn't hit the iceberg.
You guys got on a life raft.
Yeah.
Wait, so we didn't hit the iceberg,
No, we didn't hit the iceberg.
Oh,
We got
good.
close. We got close.
but we steered away.
Yeah, we steered away from it.
We didn't have to use our life vests, man.
We're back in the Port of Bayonne.
Oh, I'm saying you hit it, but you guys made it.
Yeah, we're back in Bayonne. And I think everyone on the cruise ship had a great time because they had no idea the captain was out of his mind. The people on the cruise ship.
Well, Anthony right here, he's one of the people on the cruise ship. Did you know the captain was out of his mind?
No, Jim, we're usually on the deck. Ant's in the motor room downstairs.
Whoa.
You're the producer. You're on the ones and twos, bro. You're making sure the motor of the boat's running. You're putting fuel. You're putting coal.
Have you
I'm not at the helm.
have
with
you
the
seen
captain.
the Titanic recently? You know how big like those coal ovens?
Were they big?
Oh, huge.
They're really loud
and
too.
what kind of question is that? Have you seen the Titanic recently? The movie?
I have.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never watched that movie.
Really?
No. It was,
Last year, I talked about it on the pod. I went to this exhibit in New York where they had like artifacts that they brought up from the Titanic.
oh, really?
Yeah. I have a picture of myself. I'm going on board of the Titanic.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, right?
I recently saw an article of them comparing the new Royal Caribbean ship. I forgot the name of it, but it's the biggest ship.
Icon of the Seas, I believe.
Ooh.
Icon of the
Icon.
Seas, comparing it to the Titanic and the size difference.
Oh my God, the Titanic was tiny.
Oh, yeah, that's a tiny cruise ship compared to how big these cruise ships are nowadays.
I don't know. For some reason, like big cruise ships like that freak me out.
Why?
They're too big.
But that's even safer because there's more for you to float.
Yeah, but it's just like
More buoyancy.
that's a big thing to be on the water.
Yeah, but you're not just going to sink out of nowhere.
I didn't say that.
And also, there's so many of those like lifeboats on there, and so
Oh
many,
yeah, it's not like back in the day.
I mean, like I would be concerned if you're like in the freezing cold, like ice waters, like where there's icebergs and stuff, where you will freeze to death. But if you're in the Caribbean, bro, you just gotta worry about some sharks or whatnot, and you're gonna get rescued within an hour.
Backstroke, it'll be very relaxing.
I mean, yeah, I might have to take a floaty or two from the pool upstairs to help me stay up.
Did your cruise have the emergency protocols? Like they test it all out and everything?
Oh yeah, you do your muster drill.
Yeah.
Oh, we did, right?
Yeah.
With Ricky Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Forgot
our.
about him.
What was his name?
He's like our
The host.
Yeah, our cruise host.
Ricky Matthews.
Yeah, his name was Ricky Matthews. So we'd walk by and be like, yo, Ricky. We have like a whole, from like our friend Steven, he has like a whole note of all the memories from that cruise, and just like, yeah, don't bring it up because no one's going to know a thing about it. But I need to go on a cruise now.
Yeah.
Now that we brought up
Cruises
cruises.
are good.
Have you guys been on cruises? Has anyone listening been on a cruise? How good are they? Like, I've told my mom before that I love cruises, and my mom is like, I would never go on a cruise ship.
Yeah, honestly,
Your
I'm not a
parents
huge
do?
fan of cruises. Yeah, my parents are going on a cruise this year, actually. Yeah.
But you used to like cruises.
I didn't say that I dislike them, but they're not my favorite vacation. I'd rather do something else than go on a cruise. I feel trapped on a cruise ship.
Nah, there's so much space.
No,
It's so big, you don't feel trapped.
I feel trapped.
It's good if you don't like to do much and be told what to do.
Exactly. If you like to just go with the flow, a cruise is for you. And not think when you're on vacation, but I don't know. I want to do what I want when I want to.
Well, that's the thing. Jimmy would wake up every morning and just walk around the ship on the track.
He's got to move.
Because he has
okay.
nothing else to do.
No. Okay, listen. I'm an only child. I've been an only child my whole life, obviously.
Yeah.
That cruise was the first time that I lived with other people who were my age for 24 hours a day for like an extended period of time.
Didn't you go away to college before this?
Yeah, but I didn't really see my roommate all that much.
Okay. Continue.
So that was the most time I spent like consistently with people, and I was like, and it was that cruise that I realized that I value my alone time like so much.
Wow.
I
didn't know this, Jim.
Yeah, I'm like,
opening up.
I'm like, I need to get away from these
He was
people.
getting tired of you
Crazy
guys.
people.
I was like, I need to leave right now.
Oh, I didn't know that you felt that way. It's true. We should have made fun of you walking every day. It was all love, Jim. You know that.
So I was just like, I need time for myself.
I highly recommend going on cruises with all your friends because you really learn about people. Apparently,
Yeah.
a lot to learn.
Yeah, and then you might be in the casino, and there's might be a millionaire who just throws like ridiculous. He's definitely not a billionaire. If he was a billionaire, he would not have been on that cruise with us.
That's true.
He would have had his private yacht. So, but yeah, he was just throwing mad money down.
But moral of the story is we didn't crash this ship. We're back at the port.
Yeah,
and
back in Bayonne.
We're landing, baby. The podcast has been done. So, but you are missed. But hey, I think we did a good job.
We did.
Hopefully people are not sick of us yet, Jim. And it was a really fun episode.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Anthony, for producing. Hopefully your notes are good because I'm going to have a lot of edits.
Yeah, I hope you approve.
I think I will.
I respect Jimmy.
Do you like not seeing me? Because this is how Jimmy does it. Like I can't see Jimmy, you can't see me.
Well, I'm watching you on the screen. It's probably harder for you.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because I don't see.
Yeah.
I only see your legs moving, which is just so weird. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, so everyone, we're out. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Do something you've never done before. Challenge yourself. Go out there. Explore New Jersey. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to learn. And with that, this has been another episode of the Garden State Podcast. Have a great day, guys.
Later.
Ant, you have to say bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.